From my arrest, my rulership is up next. No vex. Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah. Deceptive would never lead
Six chill, for real.
Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah. Deceptive would never lead Judah.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom!
Oh man, mighty powerful. All right, shalom. We're here out of 2016 Granby Street, here in Norfolk, Virginia. Thank you for logging on again. All right, for brothers and sisters that are new, we have class every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right, all the details should be on the screen. We have a location in Houston, San Antonio, as well as Rochester, New York. All right, so if you have anybody in that area, hit up Priest Kazaki, hit up Pastor Zappa there, getting this word out. All right, for announcements, other ways that you can watch us. I know we kind of go over the same thing, but listen, when's the last time you watched the 5 minutes of wisdom? You know, when's the last time you clicked on that or shared it? So you can always share it on your social media if you have one. We have, again, different channels outside of the one that you're on now to edify our people. So we have the 5 minutes of wisdom, which is good for something short and quick to give to brothers and sisters, you know, their family members, something nice and light, nothing too heavy. All right, we have the Hidden Truth Bible Show, which we have a lot of good content on there, with videos dedicated to give more of a documentary type style for brothers and sisters. You know, it's the new age, so everybody's online, so something to keep the brain, you know, locked in. All right, we also have the Israelite Media Corp, which is our news show, so check that out. And we also have Priest S.O.W. S.O.W. has a Blog Talk Radio. All right, so his Blog Talk Radio, you can find that at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. MASHAHBA. I'm gonna say this: if you've never been on, click on, search it up, put down the YouTube for a bit, get on Priest S.O.W. and check out those classes that he's done. And those classes are phenomenal. I don't know how much information and knowledge that I've gained from those classes just by riding around, listening to it in the gym. So you can find him on there and other excellent dynamic speakers. You have Kyle Cobb that's out in Guatemala, still doing consistent, dedicated work for the past 25 plus years. You have, again, a lot of other teachers that's on there, Shamshuan, Dawiyad, Banabai, Awar, you know, so these are a lot of great men that put forth effort in making classes for you. So check it out. Again, you won't be upset, man. You're gonna get fed. So other ways that you can find us. For brothers and sisters that need any garments, any fringe shirts, fringe pants, you can hit up the sisters on Everything's Israel. We're on Facebook. All right, they have a lot of orders. You know, sisters doing a lot of work out here. So from Houston and Virginia, you know, the standard is extremely high. You know, so if you need anything, please hit them up. There's a lot of examples and pictures on there for you to look at. We also have a subscription package for Fringed Up. ISBHPK/Fringed Up will get you a shirt and a headband every month if you want it, or just a shirt. Get your fringe game up. You know, it's a certain amount of duckies, but I'm gonna say this, you know, it's definitely going to benefit yourself by having fringe shirts that look good, but as well you're supporting the school. So, you know, we have these businesses to number one, to keep running the school, but as well to feed and give brothers and sisters things that they need, right? And they also have women for that subscription package, something for the ladies as well. So like a his and hers type vibe, or if a woman just wants to get her own friend's shirt, all right? Hebrew Academy, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday is going to be in Houston at 7 p.m. via Google Hangouts, here in Virginia every Wednesday. All right, so if you want to get locked in with that, any young priests that desire the office of a bishop, come on through. Hit us up. This is more for the dedicated. Again, we're going over ways and the format of how to be a teacher. We're raising up leaders, we're raising up teachers, and for it to be done the right way. So this is something that we do 3 times a week. So, there's no excuse if you want it. We have it here for you. So please hit us up, and we'll definitely get you to the right person to be able to get you locked in with Hebrew Academy. All right? Again, this is going to be every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Houston and here in Virginia. If you need to contact any of the priests, Priest Kwatazah, Priest Kazaki, the lines are open. Hit them up for any questions or concerns. In class, we ask text only. They're having class in Virginia or in New York, same things we're having out here. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So be mindful of that. All right. Sweet Ambiance, if you need to smell good, hit us up. That's another business of ours, sweetambiance.com. We'll get you smelling like nobody else, all right? Everyone should smell as good as we do. That's been the logo, it will be the logo, and that is the logo. So, or slogan, should I say. So hit us up. We got everything that you need, from women to men to, aromatherapy for the household, frankincense and myrrh, get your spirit right. Get that good smell, cake and a little bit of cinnamon, a little aphrodisiac, get the blood flowing. Hey, you got it all. So hit us up for that. All right, and again, any donations, please send them forth. You'll see the link right there on the screen. If you can send Bibles, Apocrypha, we got a lot of people that send, again, those things, pencil, pads, papers. We need it. All right, we need it because we got a lot of young guns in here, a lot of young, new, fresh faces that want this word. So we want to definitely facilitate to have it for them. All right. We're going to be doing part 2 of class today, or part 2 of Save the Children. But anybody have any questions in class before we start? Before we get down to dirty? What y'all trying?
What's wrong with top ramen?
Top ramen?
Yeah, I think when I was talking the other day in class, y'all were naming off some of the foods. So that was bad for the children.
Top ramen, we're going to get into it.
Okay.
I'm going to hit a little bit of it, because we have to ask ourselves, what's in these products? Again, we allow ourselves to believe our slave masters with everything they tell us, with everything they sell us. If it ain't Esau, actually, we're going to go right into it. Go to, let's get it. Good question. The sister asked about what's wrong with top ramen. But what I want to do, though, I want to recap. I'm going to get into that point. But I'm going to recap just for brothers and sisters that may not have been on. We're going about Save the Children, about, the healthy tips, the healthy mentality for our children. Things that we can do as parents, that we can do as adults, to make sure that our children are having a balanced diet, mentally, physically, being aware of what they're putting in our body. Because a lot of our people, we're not really aware of what we do. We're not circumspect. We don't read the labels in the back of the nutrition value. We're not looking at all the sugar that's added. We're not seeing all the preservatives that's in it. Not knowing that these things are affecting our body. Why do you think everybody's tired? Why do you think everybody has they're lethargic? Their brain seems not to be functioning at a high rate like it should be. I'm emotional. I got all these different body elements. You're like 12 years old. How you got anxiety? At 12 years old, that don't make no sense. I remember my niece told me that one time. Anxiety. I said, Negro, please. You got no anxiety? Stop it. But all these things, they add and they contribute to our child's health. And where we left off at was Ecclesiastes 30. But what I want to do, go back to that Daniels. We're going to revisit this Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. Just to bring back forth, this is the standard. This is the standard of that the Most High is showing the capability that our children can be at. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3, because, I was thinking about it today. I was like, what example have we really received outside of the scriptures to show the standard that our children should try to esteem for or try to reach? And I'm going to ask that question to everybody online. What standard do we have outside of the Bible to show forth a standard that our children should try to be like, to mimic as a good example? Anybody in here can give me some examples of that? Examples that our children could look at? Anybody online? Huh? Because I really want to know. But what I want to do is pose this for the parents too, just to show forth. It's like, well, what standard are you putting your child upon, health-wise and mental-wise? What standard do we have them on? Is it something that we just made up due to our experience, what our father told us, you know? The mediocre level that we're at. We have a mediocre level for our children as well. Because we got to ask ourselves, man. What you have, Archie? You have something? He had it. I think he had something. Anybody online?
Well, I mean, just from posing the question,
Yeah, go ahead.
what would I have my kids on?
No, not what would you have them on. The question is, what example do we have for them to look at, for them to be outside of the scriptures because really, outside of the scriptures.
Oh, none. Inside the scriptures, I got a lot, but no, outside,
right?
None.
Right.
Because everything that's founded in righteousness, whether it be health or spiritual,
right,
it's all in the book. Anything outside of it is not beneficial.
Right, and the reason why I posed the question is because a lot of our parents didn't have the Bible. They didn't have these examples for them to be like, dang, you know what? This is who I want my child to mimic. This is the standard. Like, it's funny, my father, I got pulled over by the police, right? I gotta bring this up. I got pulled over by the police. That's it in class? So I got pulled over by the police. I made a trip a couple weeks ago, right? And the police officer took me out the vehicle and made me sit in the front seat of his vehicle, right? And, I was talking to the officer. He was trying to ask me things about me. Technically, he was really just trying to smell me because he's a monster. That's Esau, the beast. But how I dealt, he was cool. And he was like, all right, man, have a good day. Boom. Hope your business gets better. Boom. Let me roll, warning, or whatever. Just trying to check my ID and stuff like that. And I told my father, man, my dad was like, man, I raised a good young man. I raised a good son. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, kind, but it's sad because what we think a good young man is just an individual, and it's still a good thing is that he can handle himself in certain situations, which is good, but I'm like, there's still levels of like, man, no, I got an honest son, he abides by the Bible, he's rooted, he has knowledge, a lot of parents have their ideal of a good child really isn't on sometimes intellectual. It's really money, what you have, your house, your cars. It's not really on the things that are brought forth in Daniel's 1 and 3. But again, it just sparked the thought, and I had to ask myself, I'm like, dang, well, what is the standard that parents have for their children? What's the standard I want for my children, right? Read where you at.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
And the king spake unto Esdras, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel.
This is the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And of the king's seed, and of the princes.
Right.
Children of whom was no blemish.
Children of whom what?
Was no blemish.
And as we get down deeper into this class, we're going to go into about the foods that we eat that impair the skin. You got a lot of kids with cirrhosis of the skin, eczema, by what they intake. I'm talking about eczema over the whole body. It wasn't given at birth. It was obviously something that was given during life. What you got?
Hey, you said units right here. You mean units like, or it's spelled differently?
Well, no, that means like a unit, an individual that's not having sexual relations, or it could have this privy member cut off, or an individual that's just not laying with anybody. Oh yeah. So the units. Go ahead.
Children in whom was no blemish.
Children in whom was no blemish. Go ahead.
But well favored.
Yeah, well favored. They look good. Their skin was good. They were bright. You can tell them, man. You look light bright. You look red bone, right? You got no pimples. Skin looking fresh. These children were healthy. Well favored means healthy. That they were well taken care of. Go ahead.
And skillful in all wisdom.
They were what?
Skillful in all wisdom.
Think about that. Skillful in all wisdom. It's like, dang, well, how deep did that go? These are children. What did they really know? And I'm going to say, these children, you got to ask yourself, what do you know right now? intellectual wise, knowledge wise. It's not, and again, it's not a punch in the stomach. It's just for us to all examine ourselves. I can ask myself, what did I know at a certain age? Nothing. Yeah, a little arithmetic, a little language here and there, a little Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bueno. Like, we really didn't have no knowledge. You know? You can weigh out an ounce on a whatever kind of scale. Like, what? That ain't no knowledge. What kind of knowledge do we have? These children had, read it again.
Skillful in all wisdom.
Yeah, skillful in all wisdom. I like that. McCarver Bar said they knew more than video games. Hey. I was gonna bring that out later on, but that's facts though. It's like everybody know how to be masters at video games. I was still slow at video games. That's why I needed the cheat codes, man. I needed cheat codes. I wasn't doing it like that, but they were masters at what?
Wisdom.
Go ahead.
And cunning and knowledge.
They were what?
Cunning and knowledge.
Yeah, they were cunning. Again, this was the nature of our children. The children of Israel. Technically, they're from the tribe of Judah, but it says cunning, knowing, skillful, experienced. But cunning means well instructed. They were instructed in these things. They were taught. When it comes to the Black, Hispanic, and Native American, we already know we're lazy as hell. We're lazy. So it takes effort to have your child to be in this capacity mentally. To be what? Read it again.
Cunning and knowledge.
Go ahead.
And understanding science.
And understanding what?
Science.
Understanding science. Who's a science major in here? Who can tell me anything about science in here? Minus Allison. Well, any young kid, what you got, Tiana? Was that Oscar Arsen? That was your hand? What you got, Tiana? Come on, stop it. I know you know something. What you got, Aria?
I know water, air is matter.
Okay, hey, I'm with it. He said water and air is matter. That word, a lot of people ain't even on their brain right now. Matter. Dark matter, right? Who else got something? Anybody? I know you got something in that Abdullah. Oh, I see you thinking. What you got? ICL, huh? ICR, what you got, homie? Alright. But it says that they were what?
Understanding science.
Yeah, they understood science, man. Levels. It's beautiful because it's like we can literally push it to the limit with what we put in our brain, what we put in our child's brain. There's no limit. There's no limit. Go ahead.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's
And
palace.
such that had the ability to stand in the king's palace. They had manners. But again, I'm bringing this back up to refresh our mind, to show forth the standard that our children had in our ancient days. In the ancient days, and there's a reason why we are the way we are now. Justice out in Houston is taking robotics, I think. S.O.W. There it is. Baruch just said Justice out in Houston is taking robotics, I think. That's so dope. Justice is quite a daughter. Robotics is dope. They're building it. But think about it. Think about how the brain can expand outside of what we just know in our circle, right? But I wanted to bring this, but a lot of us haven't taught our children in this fashion because we didn't know. Go to Hosea 4 and 6. Because we really didn't understand what true nourishment was, right? We didn't know what true nourishment was.
Come.
So actually hold that and then go to hold that. But I want you to hit this verse real quick. Ephesians 6 and 4. Somebody else give me Ephesians 6 and 4. Aria, Yashikar, one of y'all. Hold where you're at. Stay where you're at. They can pick it up.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully I'm not going too fast for everybody. It's a turn up. You got it, Isaiah? Okay. Yeah, Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4. Just showing that a lot of us were never taught these things to instill into our children. Like, we didn't have the knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, how can your child get it? How can we? How can they? Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And ye, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Right, we're not supposed to provoke our children to wrath, but do what? Read.
But bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
Yeah, nurture. We're supposed to nurture our children. It's like a plant. You put them in that nice ground, that nice fertilizer, that nice soil. And what do? You daily look at that, man. You water the plant maybe every couple days, make sure no leaves is withered. You may cut the little dead what do you call them, Calvin? Dead limbs, dead heads. You know, you take care of this plant. You know, but a lot of us, what we thought was taking care of was just making sure they had clothes and food. Think about your parents. What did they do for you? Intellectually. My grandma tried. I remember going to Meridian, Mississippi, man, in the dirt country. We was in the back roads. But what she had me doing while my cousin was playing? She had me reading. Cause listen, he's gonna be somebody. Let me just give him a book. I'm gonna get his brain to work at some level. See, she didn't have the knowledge of sciences, but all she did was what? I at least want him to put forth some type of effort to increase his knowledge, right? But a lot of our parents didn't do that. They weren't sitting down showing us statistics. They weren't sitting down showing us agriculture, right? They weren't sitting down showing us dark matter. They weren't sitting down showing us what? Again, how to flip a dollar rather than putting it in a 401k where they got to tax that eventually. You know, how to have your own business. That wasn't preached to a lot of people. But it's because we really didn't understand what nurturing and admonition of the Most High was. Go to that Hosea 4 and 6. And again, what you got?
I just want to throw out there with what you're saying. A lot of the times, I know that some parents...
Talk a little bit louder. I think can somebody put this microphone?
A lot of the times with parents, they'll throw the idea out there, like,
okay.
start your own business, or, get your own type of job. Be a doctor, go to college.
Right.
But they don't really prepare you or teach you, or even in the Bible, in the Bible, a lot of the time, my dad definitely
So we didn't eat that. And that's why the first class I said, we have more knowledge. And this is like a new age of children that's growing up in the truth. That's growing up in this knowledge. Speaker is distorted. Let me see. Hey, unplug it and plug it back in. This is a new age of children that's growing up in this knowledge. Speaker is distorted. It's good. Yeah, so we have more knowledge, but this scripture goes both ways, not only physically, but mentally as well. Read where you at, Shaquan.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6.
Yeah, Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Yeah, we are destroyed. We're destroyed physically. What we put in our body, we're destroyed mentally. And I don't want to take away from what the sister just said, but she was saying about how some parents give. Here, you say it again. Make that statement one more time.
I was saying that parents they'll throw the idea out there of doing your own business or being a doctor, go to college, or even reading your Bible, but they don't really teach those things. I don't know. One thing I didn't understand is like why pitch it and not teach it, but
why what?
Why pitch the idea but not teach it? Or even saying taking you through the right tools or to the right person that will teach it to you. Because a lot of the stuff, if it wasn't for myself and kind of motivating myself to do it, then I wouldn't know what I would know. None of my parents know chemistry, so right. I had to really motivate myself to understand that. Nobody, my dad, he pitched me to read the Bible, but now it's me doing it on my own, of course with brothers and sisters here, but it wasn't really like, okay, let's sit down and let's break down the scripture.
Right. And I'm with that. The thing of what you got, Sean.
I was saying, thinking.
You guys me the microphone? We have to stand up, Sean.
Oh, okay.
Want everybody to hear it. We want those vibes. I like the vibe. Okay, we vibing right now, guys.
Well, our parents would tell us to read the Bible, but they didn't know the Bible themselves.
Right.
Because the churches, they did more singing than anything. You know, the pastor didn't have you open up your Bible. They didn't have you go through anything. They just said something, and half the time they wasn't going through the Bible. They were just talking.
Right.
So,
Man.
yeah.
No, I'm with that. You know, because a lot of, you know, our people, that was a tough statement that you just said. That was a tough statement that you said, Allison, because, you know, they would pitch it to us, but they really wouldn't know how to go about doing it because they didn't know. They didn't, you know, their forefathers didn't teach them, man. You know, it's sad. Their forefathers didn't teach them sciences, mathematics. All we knew was what? Slavery work. You know what I'm saying? Slavery work. What you got?
Most of our forefathers were.
Talk a little bit louder, please.
Most of our forefathers were whipped if we were read.
Oh yeah. Yep. A lot of our forefathers couldn't even teach. Weren't even able to give forth some type of empowerment to our people. But I'm gonna show you something, and this is, you know, it goes down the line of why we're destroyed for lack of knowledge. Go to Go to Baruch. Go to Baruch chapter 3. And verse. You start at verse 8. Just give a little context to, you know, what topic we're on right now, just dealing with, you know, parents and their kids and not knowing about sciences, not knowing about mathematics, not knowing about health. A lot of our people still today don't really know about what things to do to add better health on their body, you know, prolong their life, Lord willing. You know, at least make it easier on your joints. We don't know about food that is like an anti-inflammatory. A lot of us do what? We're pill poppers. We pop pills. We pop our enemy's pills. But knowing that the Most High gave everything from the what? From the ground. He gave everything for us to eat. But check this out. Read where you at. We're going to get there.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We had everything. We had the knowledge. Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. Daniel 1 and 3 show forth that we had the knowledge of wisdom. But you know what happened? We forsook that. We were like, I don't want this. We were great people. And that's what we're trying to get back to. And that's why the class today and the day before, Save the Children. Let us consider about how we're living. That's one thing about Hebrew Israelites. The Most High is waking us up to let us consider what we're doing in our daily life. Not only for ourselves, but for the ones that are learning from us, our children. Our heritage, like we started at the beginning of the class, right? We'll go back to those scriptures. But the heritage that we're leaving behind. What are we leaving behind? What are we building? See? But we have to understand that we lost all of it. But now we're doing what? Gaining it back. But the scripture says that we're yet in our captivity. Go ahead.
Where thou hast scattered us. For reproach and a curse.
Yeah, he did it for a reproach and a curse because we were disobedient. He took all that knowledge. Now we got to do what? Like Kevin Gates said, I got to get it out the mud. I got to get it out. I like the song. I got to get it out the mud. Because we're relearning and reteaching ourselves. Right? We're doing the C1. Oh no, teach one. No, how does it go? C1, teach one, do one?
Each one, teach one.
Nah, I know it's the each one, teach one, but it's a method. It's like you see one, you do it, and you teach one. Something like that. Still, we're learning from what? Our peers. We're learning from information that's coming out now. You know, better health. Better ways to communicate. Better mental health. What you got, Hosea? Where we at?
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Yeah, Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Go ahead.
And to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers.
Our fathers in us. Come on, go ahead.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
That's what happened. We departed. We departed from that higher knowledge. And that's why it seems so hard. But it's really not. It just takes effort. The Most High is making us work harder now for what we used to have. It's really the big payback. We got to pay the Most High back for what we abused and what we just let go.
What we took for granted.
What we took for granted.
Time.
What we allowed ourselves to look at and be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I love what the Amorites are doing, man. I love the God that they serve. Ashtaroth, and Baal. All these individuals. I'd rather worship those guys. I'd rather worship Ra, rather than have the knowledge of sciences, cunning and all wisdom. Come on, man. The Most High put us in a reproach and payments. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life.
Read.
Give ear to understand wisdom.
Yeah, give ear to understand wisdom because we don't have it. Go ahead.
How happeneth it? How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land?
See, and I like this, and I'm happy that we went here because we are in our enemy's land. But think about it. We believe everything our enemy says. We take everything they give us, and we eat everything they grow. But do we consider that what? The things that they give us technically isn't good for us. Technically isn't healthy for us. Because we're going to show in the scriptures today that they never wanted you to prosper. They never wanted you to grow. They never wanted you to be smart. They never wanted you to be bright. They wanted you to be what? Like dirt. Easily to be removed. Picked up and taken somewhere else, man. Worthless. Dirt. Go ahead.
That thou art waxing old in a strange country.
And we do wax old, and even in that waxing old, what happens? We get lazy. We're getting lazy here in our land to where we literally don't want to mentally think out of our problem. We don't want to mentally think for our children. We don't want to mentally think for ourselves. Dang, how can I have my child in better health? What can I do to make their brain more sharp? What can I do to make sure that their body doesn't have the ailments like people that I've seen on TV or kids that I see? We gotta ask ourselves that question. It says be waxing old. Go ahead.
That thou art defiled with the dead.
We are with the dead. Aisha Esau is dead. Eating meat, medium rare or rare. Come on, man. We've waxed with the dead, or we defiled ourselves with the dead. Dead spirited. But what it do to us? It put that same spirit on us and down to our children. We're going to get into it. Go ahead.
Verse 11. That thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
We don't have no life, man. Israelites have life. We have spirit. But what do? You a zombie. We're zombies. Right here. Social media. We going to get there. Because we still on health, or we still on the body right now. We're going to get to the mind. Social media. We're going to get up in that. We're going to get up in that today. Why? Because we have to consider what we're doing. What state we're in mentally. Come on, man. Who wanted to be a doctor when they grew up? Raise your hand, man. Who wanted to literally analyze things and understand where the root of the problem came from? This is beautiful to understand what? You can understand your issues, your brother's issues, and move and grow from that. See? But we're seeing that our issues as Israelites, what? We're lazy. We wax and fat in our enemy's land. Go ahead.
That thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
That's what I wanted though. We forsook the fountain of wisdom. Our parents didn't know, Allison. You said it right on point. They have the idea, but they don't know how to follow through with it. Then you know what? Let me take them over here to a weekly tutoring service to where they can get tutored in things outside of what they're learning in school. You know? Or they'll just sit you down. Think about it. Did your parents sit you down and ask you what you learned and cancel out the negativity and the lies? Did they do that? Did they sit us down and tell us that, you know what? Christmas is wrong. I know they're doing it. I know they're doing it in the school. I know they got you out here with that, bringing gifts and cards and all this stuff, but it's wrong, man. Did they do that? No. See, but we're a new generation. We can. Read.
Verse 13. For thou hast walked in the way of God.
Read.
Thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever.
Yeah, we would have dwelt in peace if we walked as God did, or told us to walk. See? But I'm going here to show forth that our people, we rejected the Most High, so He rejected us, as we're going to get to it. But keep reading. Think about it. The Renaissance era, right? Was the what was it? Renaissance was called the birth, I guess, like the renewing.
Right.
The renewing age, right? This is really the Renaissance of the Israelites. We're literally waking up to understand how we should be raising our children, how we should be mindful and thoughtful of what's good for them, and for ourselves. A lot of our kids got, listen, attention problem. They can't even, they got attentions like infants.
Attention deficit disorder.
Attention deficit disorder. Most infants' attention can be held for about 7 seconds until what? Their mind goes somewhere else. But our minds be the same way. We can't even hold on to our attention for that long. But why though? Because we've been giving ourselves to things outside of what was going to make us prosperous. What was going to make us operate and perform better. That's what I'm about. Right now, come on. Baruch Yahweh, that the elevation, man, in wanting to do more mentally and physically. That's what the Most High is calling us to do. How to be able to process more, how to be able to, again, deal with anything. How to operate at a higher level. But your kids, they can be that Daniel's 1 and 3. We just got to figure out how that can come about. And we have the protocol. Keep reading.
Where is strength?
Yeah, where's what?
Where is strength?
Yeah, and where is strength? Go ahead.
Where is understanding?
Read.
That thou mayest know also where is length of days.
And how does length of days come by? Not only the knowledge, but it's the knowledge of what? How to be healthy, mentally and physically. All we know is what? Let me just eat in the morning, let me eat lunch, let me eat dinner. 3 square meals, that's my grandma said, 3 square meals in a cot. But what were those square meals? Huh?
It's like people eat for the food instead of eat for the food, you know?
No, definitely.
You know?
Oh, definitely. And, that's another class, but that's, it's like, what do they say? Some people eat to live, and some people live to eat. Some people eat to live, which means what? We understand the food that I'm eating may not just be exactly what I want, but I know that it's going to give me exactly what my body needs for it to continue to be powered on. Think about the Tesla car. The Tesla car uses energy. What does it use? Use energy, right? No gas, no emissions. But it's like that operates the whole car. You don't need no oil change. You don't need I think you don't got to change the brakes. But it's like, what allows this car to move like that off of just energy? Like you said, what makes that silverback gorilla be pound for pound the baddest animal? And he eats veggies. Because you didn't know that veggies have more proteins than meats. You're getting secondhand protein out of meat. Not saying there's nothing wrong with meat. We eat lamb. We can eat meat. But just showing forth just knowledge of it.
Right.
But it says, where length of days are, read.
And life. Where is the light of the eyes and peace?
That's it right there. We'll jump back to Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. Yeah, Baruch Bar say clean energy. There it is. Clean energy, man. Being able to not be so heavy, man. I hate being heavy. I hate being having that. You eat a plate, you're faded. You're done. How much more your children now? Huh? How much more then? How's their spirit after they eat? A lot of them, they ain't going to sleep while that brain is still moving, that game. That phone. Their body ain't sleeping. But when it comes to our forefathers, when it comes to our parents, read where you at.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6.
Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Not only mentally, but physically. We're destroyed for a lack of knowledge of our health, man. The Most High has done a terrific job at showing us our error, man. At showing us our error, because when you hear stories about, again, Daniel's 1 and 3, it makes you be like, oh my God, I'm garbage. But what it shows forth too is hope. It shows forth hope because that was the example that we had for our children. How many children you got? 1. But think about that. Think about you learning things that will be able to instill in her now to where she's cunning in sciences without the teacher. What you got?
Well, I learned, sometimes you gotta be probably simple of doing tell, like, it's like people playing football. They want their kids to exercise, but they running around chubby and fat.
Right.
You know, you're not doing push-ups with your kids how you want them to do push-ups. How you setting an example of anything, you know. There's times me and my friend would go to a football field, basketball field.
Right.
You know, that their kids in shape because their parents worked out. They stayed in shape. They stayed sharp, you know.
Right.
It's like, end of the day, your kids always looking up to you. So if I know the day I get my daughter, the day I get a chance, I'm gonna be doing sit-ups, I'm gonna be doing leg workout every day. Right. She can see it. When she see, like, I ain't telling her what to do, she see it in my action. Right. She know that it's right.
You know what they say? If you know to do better, if you know better, you'll do better.
That's right.
That's really what it is. Because you know better now, so now you're gonna do better because you've seen the result of what attentive, continual effort in your in being productive in your child's life, what it does, the outcome. You know, what you got?
Right, because it's a generation. The old generation that we grew up in was do as I say and not as I do.
Right.
But psychologically, what that entailed made you do was what they did and not as they said.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Okay, you want me to read the Bible, but you're not reading the Bible. So I'm going to read the Bible, but I'm going to still act like you.
Right, because I can't talk to you about it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll be like, yeah, that was a cool story. Yeah, I read the Bible. I read it from cover to cover. Oh, okay, what'd you learn? Nothing.
Right.
But I did what you told me to do, but I'm going to still smoke my cigarettes, roll my blood, and eat belligerently like you did.
Right.
So because that's what the kid's going to see. Now, the motto you had just phrased, when they do see you become better, and you actually sit them down and you partake of what you're partaking in, which is this word, then that inspires them and increases their understanding and their knowledge at the same time.
Right.
Spiritually and physically.
Right on point. And I'm gonna say this just for disclaimers. What we're hitting on, it don't have to be all just like implemented ASAP. Nah, it can be one of those small things, man. Start having your child juice, because we're gonna start going into the health because we're destroyed. You see a lot of kids, man. Oh, come on, they be having guts. They're like, oh, wait a minute, where'd that come from? And I'm talking about 14, 15, 13, 14, 15. That shouldn't be. That should not be. So there's things that we can implement just to do better. That's what it's about, man. The scriptures is here for us to improve ourselves. Not to like Christ said, he said he came to save, not to condemn. We're here to educate, But where are you at again?
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Read.
I will also reject thee.
Yeah, the Most High rejects us, And that's why we have to look at our children and understand that a lot of our children are underdeveloped. They're underdeveloped. Why? Because we see the standard. They're underdeveloped mentally and they're underdeveloped physically. And it's our fault. Ours. But the beautiful thing about it is that we're seeing that the Most High is showing us where we can improve and understand who's against us. Because I'm going to say this, Esau is a big factor in what's going on in our society. It's sad because we don't know all the good foods, we don't know all the good herbs, we don't understand all the good locations to go to. Because I'm going to say this, when you're in the hood out here, there's no Whole Foods. They're over here closing the grocery store, man. So what do they have you do? They got you going to the snack store. They got you going to the 7-Eleven. They got you going to the Quick Mart where Elon owns, to where you can get Top Ramen. Technically, there was a video that came out with Top Ramen to where they sealed up a wall with Top Ramen. Yeah, they sealed up a wall because, it was reports coming out too that China was giving fake food. Fake rice, fake eggs, fake watermelons. They were giving fake food. But that still goes into GMO, genetically modified organisms. A lot of our people don't understand the backdoor type deals that are going on with food. For example, President Obama, right? Whenever he was in office, he actually he passed something called an executive order. An executive order is where you don't have to have permission from the Congress to get it approved, right? So he passed the order to where a group by the name of Monsanto, who creates GMO products, Monsanto, he passed the order to where individuals, or nobody could sue Monsanto, right? Monsanto is producing GMO products. Now, let me tell you about Monsanto. There's other countries that would not allow Monsanto's products in their country. They blackballed them. But why did President Obama pass an executive order to where you can't sue them? Because why? They're giving us garbage. They're giving us foolishness that we think is food. And I'm sure the Bible talks about it. But check this out. What is Psalms 83? 83 and verse 2. Psalm chapter 83 and verse 2. Because the nations are all in together and slowing down the children of Israel and impairing their learning and affecting their spirit, defiling their soul. The nations, they know what's going on. We're the ones that's just slowly and coming to the understanding of the reality of what we eat daily. I ain't gonna lie, I want to be a Hershey's Kiss with the Reese's in it, man. You know? But I had to think about all the sugar in it. You know? I had to think about what my body really needs, man. But read where you at.
Psalm 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Yeah, our enemies make a tumult. They make I'm gonna show you what the definition of tumult is. Let's go right to it. Yeah, tumult. Yeah, that's T-U-M-U-L-T. Tumult. Tumult is it says violence. It says violent commotion or agitation with confusion of sounds to make a tumult. So excitement, and that's one thing that Esau does. They always do, like, they call it the what is it? Somebody help me. Before, like, they try to catch your attention before something else is happening.
Distraction?
Yeah, it's a distraction, but it's another saying.
Kansas City Shuffle.
Kansas City Shuffle.
Kansas City Shuffle.
I heard that before, but it's like something else.
Yeah, it's where they're doing one thing and well, they're distracting.
False flag. There it is, a false flag.
Right.
They give you the real just for the distractions.
Right.
But it says that the nations do what? Read it again.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Yeah, they make excitement. They make all these different things, distractions. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
I'm saying this ain't on something like when it comes to like explosions or these events. Listen, what else are we distracted by? Huh? We're distracted by media, music, everything outside of what's important. Huh? We're distracted. But it says, my dad's calling me. But it says, they have lifted up the head. Check this out. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Yeah, they take crafty counsel against us. This is, where are you at again?
Psalms chapter 83 and verse 3.
Yeah, Psalms chapter 83. Real quick. They make crafty counsel. They don't want us to survive, man. They want us to look like what? A deprived people. They want us to look like those Ethiopian kids in Africa, man.
With the flies in the face.
That's how they want us to be. Because look at the food we eat. McDonald's, for real. I ain't gonna lie, Whataburger hit, but for real? Huh? 7-Eleven got all the food. I wonder what kind of preservatives that got on it, man. Because they be hitting to them salts, man. Them nachos. Huh? With that defiled meat. No pork. Please, man. Y'all some liars. Y'all been lying.
Like, we're not supposed to eat the fat, right, off the meat?
Gristle, yeah. Technically.
Fat?
Gristle, yeah.
So just like World Farms don't clean their chicken. Like, they don't pull the fat off, they don't do any of that.
And that's sad. But again, a lot of us don't know that. And I just told me that. Look. I might have to pull off my fat off the meat, man. No, man. But yeah, that's facts though. But again, the nations know that what defiles us. That's why I say they take crafty counsel. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Yeah, and consulted against the hidden ones. Against those that are called so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Just a couple comments real quick. This is Kayashi. My mother was very involved in my schoolwork, down to the handwriting, but I didn't learn social skills until too late. That's a blessing. You know, a lot of parents weren't like that. Bakar, our people don't want to hear about the dietary law, but we'll talk about the generational curses in their family. Diabetes and high blood pressure are curses, yeah. Because they don't want to put that work in. But we got to see that, you know, that the nations have come up against our people, even with food. Top ramen, right? The candy, the sodas, going into caffeine. I'm going to say this, because why our children are overdeveloped because of this crafty counsel. It says, and this is talking about bad food, it says, avoid foods that impairs your child's moods. Check this out. A diet high in processed foods, such as fried food, sweet foods, sugary snacks, refined flour, and cereal can increase the risk of anxiety and depression in kids. It can increase anxiety and depression in kids. Think about that. Huh? The foods that we eat. Esau is smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. When he's putting fluoride in the water, huh? To calcify your body, they know exactly what they're doing. But what are we supposed to do? Be one step ahead and know, and to look and to see. You can still create healthy snacks, healthy foods without getting processed food. Processed food has a lot of salt, man. That's why you have a lot of kids dying at a young age. You got a lot of kids with high blood pressure. You got a lot of kids with heart attacks. I was in the military and I worked 2 years in cardiology, right? You had 18-year-olds dying of heart disease. Their heart stopped. You got individuals that have pacemakers at the age of 18. Pacemakers. Are you for real? But why? Because the diet was gone. Keep reading.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's what they do. They give us these sugary snacks. They give us all this filthiness of a food. Come on, man. And a lot of us think that we're good. A lot of us think that we're good. Let's go into it. The fruit juices, man. Fruit juice drinks. And ain't nothing but sugar. Esau knows exactly what they're doing when they're bringing us fruit juices. Sun-kissed. You know what I mean? Your root beers, your Sprites, all that extra caffeine. Our kids really don't need that. They have natural energy. I never had caffeine when I was young. Shoot, I was moving. Up early. Went to bed late. But think about it. Think about it now. Was your mom giving you frappuccinos? Chocolate? Was your dad giving you espressos? I say that because my mom wouldn't either. But think about the generation now. We do it, but not thinking about what the effect it has on kids. What effects it has on their mind. Their attention span. Huh? They got the jitters. They're always doing this. Like, what's you so nervous for? Like, what are you so jittery for? No, it's facts. But you know what it be?
Real.
It be the food in our body.
Right.
Huh? What do they do? They give you the fidget spinner, right?
Oh.
Ain't that why they created those fidget?
Yes, I said they give you the fidget spinner. Think about that. It is how slow can we be? We really play with it. Monkeys do that. Monkeys.
But they got this thing where what is it? It's my child sent it to me once. What is it? It's called satisfying. It's like it's where you're watching something. It's like
satisfying?
What is it?
Oddly satisfying?
It's like the term was oddly satisfying, but when you're like watching somebody like mold pudding or some clay in your hands and you're just watching how it forms.
Oh, bro.
Or you know how people people squeeze the blackheads?
The
people
pimples?
watch that? Yeah. It's like one of those odd satisfying things.
Oh, right.
So it's the same effect as like a fidget spinner because their attention is so short that they gotta watch little segments of videos.
Yeah, so you got a mind of a child.
Yeah.
We have minds of child because of what? A lot of food that we eat.
Your intake.
And I have another health class coming for you adults. I got another one. I'm talking about gut health. Gut health.
But going to medical school.
Pass the mic for the sister. Y'all over here talking. We got to let everybody hear. It's called ASMR. Break that down. What's the acronym? What does that mean? Go ahead.
But even being in the nursing program, they taught us that most of the adults understand at 8th grade level in 8th grade reading. So that lets you know, it's that.
Right? I believe it. She said adults have an 8th grade learning processor in their brain. Ooh. Their brain processes like an 8-year-old or 8th grader. Huh? That's why a lot of individuals they can't have too much on their plate. Frantic. Their brain's not processing. Why? Sugary snacks, sodas, coffee. Huh? I ain't gonna lie. Listen, even a lot of the granola bars are bad. High in preservatives, high in sugars. You gotta look at that. You gotta look at the nutritional value on the back and see what it really is. You can actually create your own granola bar. We can create our own. And I'm gonna say this is that Dorcas just said a beautiful statement. It would be great if we could get back to teaching our young children to grow their own foods and excellent home repairs. Also, to take care of their own beautiful black hair. I'm with it. That's knowledge that's needed. Agriculture. A lot of kids don't know what it is to go out there and put seeds in the ground and pick up squash. Huh? To haul some butter beans, man. Huh? Haul peas. You out here pulling corn down, watermelon, cantaloupes. They don't know about that. Getting up early before the sunrise, huh? Picking figs. Individual cucumbers. Go all day. Pecans. Listen, my grandma's skin was beautiful to the day she died. Hair was nice. But what you got, Ariana?
The ASMR. It's automotor. Help me out. What is it?
It's autonomous sensory meridian response.
Right, which is it says typically refers to the tingling feeling that travels through the head downward that some experience in response to certain sounds, feelings, and descriptions. So that's what I'm referring to basically. So it's like touching something and it's like a kid with autism who's autistic.
Right. Like their sense is a little bit more engaged in the area of touching.
In touching or in hearing something or in watching something.
Right.
So like
okay.
Yeah. So like my cousin, my little cousin, he loves to wash his hands.
Right.
He likes the feeling of the water, just how it touches his hands. So he can stay in the water. He can stay washing his hands for like hours. But then but for now, in relation to the kids in this generation, they got these videos where you just see somebody breaking like a glass plate in like slow motion.
Right.
And it's a super slow motion. So you see how each fragment breaks.
Right.
And they're just sitting there like.
I believe it though. I went down I ain't gonna lie, I went down a binge watching marching band. I was in the band. I went to binge on marching band like a whole. They was doing that, the drum line, little dancers. Bro, I went down a binge and like, I don't know how many videos. But it brought back memories, but, I'm not saying I watch that daily, or that's something that I have to have once a week, but, I went down a binge so I can understand how an individual's mind can be stuck upon that. Mm-hmm. But again, it goes off of what fuel you're putting in your body.
Right.
A lot of us don't understand that you're putting in low-grade fuel into your body and you expect it to work at a high rate. Even kids. We expect our kids to work at a high rate, but you're giving them filth. You're not giving them things that's needed to literally give them the proper fuel to get up in the morning, to have energy. Think about kids. What the hell are you lazy for? You don't do nothing. You don't got to think about nothing. You ain't got to pay no bills. You ain't got to go to no job. All you got to do is get A's, study, clean up the kitchen, act good, and that's it.
That's it.
Cats look like they got a full-time job. Depressed. You know what I mean? But again, a lot of that comes from the food. But check this out though. It says, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines, children under the age of 1 should never drink juice. But check this out. While older ones can be allowed to drink it, their consumption should be limited. It says sodas and sport drinks are a no because of the brominated vegetable oil that they contain, which can lead to bromine toxicity, being toxin, and affect children's nervous system, skin, and memory. A lot of those sodas mess with your skin, your memory, and your nervous system. It says, additional, both drinks can contain high amount of calories and sugar, which can cause cavities and doesn't provide any vitamins or minerals. See the battle, Sean.
Okay, they shouldn't drink and then after slave on food.
Right.
And what else I want to say? It would be diet drink, but it was worse than the regular one. Because the sweetener had more sugar in it than the regular one. So they're playing games with the lady.
Well, I believe it, and that's why it says about consuming it at a lesser amount. But I'm gonna say this though as well, is that we understand that the Most High put us in a arena to where now we have to fight for better health, right? We don't have plants to grow up, because my grandma we had acres of land. And I know how it is to, again, have peas, fresh peas. But now we have the knowledge to where we can still go get things like that. We can go to the Whole Food Market, cook our own food, rather than do what? Having to always look at something processed.
But not always in the hood.
I'm with you on that.
We don't have vehicles, and we don't know anything. Well, now I do, but growing up, we didn't know anything about that. All we had was, liquor stores and the crappy stores. So,
I'm with you on that. But again, there's still ways. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight to get what is right. So I'm with you on that. And that's why I just said about in the hoods, like, you don't have anything but the corner store. But you gotta walk what? A mile and a half to get to Harris Teeter around the corner in the white neighborhood. So the Most High put us in these predicaments, but now it's time for us to fight, wake up, and understand them. You understand what I'm saying? What you got?
So this bromantine vegetable oil, right? It says bromantine can irritate the skin
Haters.
and mucous membranes.
Say it again.
Bromantine can irritate the skin and mucous membranes.
Oh, nice.
It says the most the moist lining of the nose, mouth, lungs, and stomach. Long-term effect or long-term exposure can cause neurologic symptoms such as headaches, memory loss, and impaired balance or coordination. So ultimately, when you're drinking this long-term exposures, so like the sports drinks, like the Gatorades or the Powerades or the Red Bulls or the Power Energy drinks, right? So what you're basically doing in long term is you're ruining your skin, the lining of your stomach, the nasal cavity, and your memory loss and your hand-eye coordination.
But I'm gonna say this: there's no fuel within that bottle.
None.
There's no nutrients in the bottle.
Because what happens is because they merge it with the caffeine, so what the caffeine does is it hits the brain and it stops you from producing the adrenaline stuff that causes you to react fast and quick.
Right, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I know y'all talking about the juice. My kids don't get soda unless it's a feast day. I'm with that. I rarely drink soda. Like, brothers don't see me having sodas. I may have a carbonated water. But shoot, I might have to hit a sun kiss every once in a while. I'm gonna hit it. I like the feel of a sun kiss going, drinking that. But we're saying is that, obviously do it in moderation because we know what's within the bottle. We're not saying cut it all the way out. No, we're just saying you might not want to have a pack at your house all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen? That thing will get touched on.
I don't think anybody eat totally 100% like right.
Right.
I think it fits all that medicine. Working out is medicine too. It just don't get your body right. It's a medicine. It fights off the medicine. It fights off the sickness and everything too. So I don't think anyone in life is do everything 100%. Right. Like, what I'm saying? It's totally healthy.
No, are you perceiving that that's what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. No. I actually agree with something you're saying, but I'm saying, like, I don't think anyone doing everything 100%.
I'm gonna say this, you can't say that. Because individuals do have strict diets. I was a vegan for 2 years, strict diet, bro. Strict diet. Wasn't really doing candy. I cooked the majority of my food. I made my own vinaigrette. I was making my own vinaigrette, so I wouldn't say that. Some people are. Some people have more of a moderation and they may touch the dark side, but they do more of the healthy eating. And nothing wrong with that. You're a vegan, You know, or you're a pescatarian, you're a vegetarian, but then sometimes you gotta go to the dark side, get that triple meat, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Satisfy the flesh. You may want to hit it. It ain't unlawful to hit the triple meat, but just understand that you don't want to hit the triple meat too many times.
That's right.
Because you might not come back from that triple meat. Just to say that, you know. But no, but the Most High said there's a balance, man. You know, an unjust balance is an abomination to the Most High. So, you know, He wants us to be mainly on what? Be healthy, man. You know, why? Because it's going to allow us to, number one, be able to fulfill our duties that He's calling us to do, you know. And as well, to be able to have the standard and to have our children. Think about it, if the children were like that, what were their parents like? If the children were bright and brilliant, the parents were above that. Because they were taught, cunning means they had to be taught. They were taught those things. So just showing how our nation dwelt, how our nation moved. Was that it that you had on that?
That was it, yeah.
Just going back to a lot of things, it doesn't have nutritional value. You have something?
Oh. Actually, I got a list real quick.
Of what?
The soft drinks.
Okay, so the brother has a list of the soft drinks that have what? Bromine in it?
Yeah.
So he has a list of soft drinks that have bromine, and bromine does what whenever you drink this continually?
It does, the long-term effects, exposures, can cause neurologic symptoms.
It has neurological symptoms, go ahead.
Such as headaches, memory loss,
memory loss,
and impaired balance or coordination.
And you walk around like a baby, man. Due to the fact of what we're ingesting in our body, we're ingesting poisons. But go ahead.
All right, it says what products contain this thing. It's citrus soft drinks, including Mountain Dew, Squirt, Fresca, and Fanta, Powerade, premixed cocktails, and Gatorade.
So Fanta, premixed cocktails. What else?
So I'm gonna say it again. Mountain Dew, Squirt, Fresca, Fanta, Powerade, Gatorade.
Right. You know, and I'm gonna say this is that a lot of those things are very cheap. They're the dollar store. But I'm gonna show you what the Bible says. Go to 2 Esdras 15. I forgot 2 Esdras 15 and go to verse 2 Esdras chapter 15. And I want you to go to where we at? You know where we at? You know what I want?
I'm thinking.
You know what I want, Quiet, right? Good case? Give me that, please. I don't know why I had it in my. Yeah, go to
16 to 21.
Oh, 16 and 21, okay.
Come.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's it. Oh, it was, I don't want to say 15. It is 16. 16 is a good chapter for y'all to read. 15 is the end times, last days. But this is 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse.
Can we start at 18?
21. You can start at verse. Jump to go to verse 21, right to the point.
Come. 2 Esdras chapter 16 and verse 21.
Yes, 2 Esdras chapter what?
16 verse 21.
And this scripture is just going in just regarding about how this food is so cheap, man. The cheap food have the less nutritional value. Esau knows exactly what he's doing. These nations know exactly what they do when they price gouge the more healthier food. You try to get some grapeseed oil, it's $20 to get a little quart. You're like, golly. Huh? Get you some nice fresh chickpeas, man. They taxing. Get you some organic greens. It's like the organic greens look like the regular greens. Y'all might be lying to me, man. But you know what? Let me go ahead and just water them off. Let me go ahead and water them down. You know, let me go ahead and bleach this. Let me go ahead and get my chicken right, man. No, you don't. What do you do? You do a chicken clean.
You don't bleach it.
What you do?
Peel the fat off of it.
Yeah, peel the fat.
You said bleach the chicken.
You know what I'm saying?
You said bleach.
You know, and get it all clean out. All parasites, man. Huh? Come on. But read where you at, because a lot of our people have to understand this. Go ahead.
Hit a question.
What you got out? Okay, we're going to hold that scripture real quick. Let me get this out real quick. I got you, all right? Go ahead.
God, 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 21.
Go ahead.
Page 34. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap.
Now, when you understand the word victuals, the definition, victuals means food, rations, right? It just said that victuals shall be sold cheap. When you read these chapters in Esdras, these are going into the last days. Check it out. Go up. Go to verse 19.
Verse 19.
Actually, go to verse 18. You right.
Come.
Verse
18.
Read.
The beginning of sorrows and the great mourning.
Right.
The beginning of famine.
These are the beginning of sorrows, beginning of famine. Why do you think Monsanto pushed forth GMO? Because they don't want real food to go out.
Wow.
These seeds, no. They don't want the sharecroppers to hold them seeds. Nah, you're going to use this, man. We're going to stay with this food for something else. Read.
And great death. The beginning of war.
Read.
And the powers shall stand in fear.
Read.
The beginning of evils.
Come on.
What shall I do when these evils shall come?
So we are in these evil times, these evil days, wars,
famines, rumors of wars,
famines. Think about it. California is dry as I don't know what, burnt up. A lot of farmers, if you ask them, there was an article that came out that farmers were committing suicide because of what Monsanto did to them, man. How their fields, if their fertilizer jumped on their crops, that was Monsanto's crops now. They were making farmers broke. Farmers were killing themselves, man. What you got, Calvin?
It's the pollen. It'll germinate the other seeds, and
right
when they come out to test it, they say it's their product.
Right, they know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
It's
They'll
a
take
fit.
the farmer's whole field.
Huh?
They'll take the farmer's whole field.
Yeah, think about that. Cats just let it go, man. Because of that. A famine. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague,
right?
Tribulation,
right?
And anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Jump down to verse 21 to the point.
Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth.
They're going to be so cheap. Think about it. You get the little drink pack, $2.99 for 2 bottles. Yes. It's going to be cheap, but check this out. Look what it says behind it. Read.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap.
Go ahead.
Upon the earth.
Read.
That they shall think themselves to be in good case.
You would think that you're in a good case. You would think that you'll be in a good state because of the cheap food. Ooh, I got a deal. Heck yes. Hell no. You are getting GMO products. That top ramen that you got a pack of 30 for $2. That's going to have your insides calcifying, drying out. Why do you think you have kidney problems? Huh? Your stomach ain't working the right way for some reason. For some reason, I feel so stopped up. Yes! You're eating something that your body can't process. It takes months. It takes weeks for your body to process. Think about it. Aspartame. A lot of brothers and sisters don't know that sodas have aspartame, which is in gum. Aspartame causes headaches. Aspartame is the same chemical that's made in tires. You're eating tires. But a lot of us don't know that. A lot of us don't know that the foods that we eat are so good, cheap, that we would think that we're in a good case. Go ahead. Read it again.
God, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth.
Go ahead.
And they shall think themselves to be in good case.
We think we good. We can get them 39-cent hamburgers, man. You know, you go to Sonic, get you one of them little foot longs.
Oh, you got 2 for $5 at Burger King when that hit. 2 Whoppers for $5. Oh man.
The whole computer just went down?
I ain't even gonna lie. I was going bad.
Bro, we was all on it. Oh, it's still live. We're still live. Yeah.
2 for $5? Oh.
We're still live.
We did that a few times, remember? Gone.
Yeah, it's just the TV. Yeah, think about it. Wendy's, what's Wendy's? 5 for $4?
Oh, you got the dollar menu.
The dollar menu? Why are they giving out all this food for such a cheap price? You think they really just want you to have a good meal?
It's like the Cokes. You know, they have the small.
Here, pass the mic. Can't hear you. I got bad hearing.
It's like the Cokes. They sell the 16 ounce for like $1.98, but then liters are like 99 cents.
Right, think about it. You know how that Coke fill in your mouth, how you fizzing up? That's what it's doing in your body.
And then they use it on car batteries.
Think about that. You use it to de-acid whatever's on the car. Put a little Coke Sprite on it, man. Let me in. Yeah, you clean your whole gut out. All those good probiotics that you have in your stomach, gone. All the stuff that you have in your body to fight cancer, to fight disease is gone.
The stomach line, it rips the stomach line.
Think about that. Man, it's already 8:22. I can't believe this, man. What you got? Oh. But yeah, just showing forth that food is going to be so cheap that we'll think that we're in a good case. Why? Because Esau, our enemy, knows exactly what he's doing. Caffeine. Caffeine for children. What you got, Allison?
Going back to your aspartame, that was like everybody's favorite subject to do research on.
Oh, in college?
Yeah, but
speak on it.
One of those things was that of course it causes cancer, but a lot of aspartame is in your diet drink. So here you are thinking you're healthy,
right?
But you're drinking your diet sodas, your diet cokes, diet teas, whatever. But that aspartame is what's replacing that sugar. That's why they say it doesn't have any sugars or it doesn't have any calories or things like that. But in the meantime, that aspartame is what's destroying your brain.
Right. Aspartame is destroying your brain slowly but surely. You slowly processing, slower and slower and slower. Think about it. Dorothy Brancher said, I just started my 3-day cleanse. I made a pot of cenopods, burdock root, there it is, cloves, and bay leaves tea. It's about to go down. I'm with you, man. That's needed. Like those 3-day cleanses that can be done, once, twice a month, as well as, having intermediate fasting with it, man, your body will change. Your body be on a different level. What you got?
So the bad effects of the caffeine, you got digestive issues, muscle breakdown, addiction, high blood
Let's
pressure.
slow it down. I want to hear these points. What's the first point?
You got anxiety.
You got anxiety from what?
Caffeine.
Anxiety comes from, I believe it. You know why? Check it out. Caffeine, a lot of people don't understand this. Caffeine causes your brain flow, it causes your blood flow to your brain to be decreased.
Right.
You think that, check this out. A lot of times your caffeine, you do this. You quit, right? But your brain's like this. Trying to keep up with it. Your brain is not keeping up with your body. Not understanding that caffeine is causing your blood flow to your brain to be decreased. So it says anxiety. Why are you so anxious? You can't even sit still. You're everywhere.
Look like a cartoon character.
Huh? You huh?
Look like a cartoon character.
Yeah, you look like a dope fiend. Your heart starts to palpate. You feel your heart, you're like, oh, am I dying? No, you got anxiety. Your heart's starting to palpate now. Skip the beat. You're on a whole nother level. I ain't gonna lie. Caffeine? Oh, I was a fiend. I used to hit quads daily. What?
I did the Starbucks with
Starbucks
double shot.
Check this out.
With an extra shot?
Me and this brother, I already have put him on blast, man. We were in Cali. We were in Cali for the fair. We used to do these tall, iced coffee, cold brew caffeine. But then we used to hit an extra double shot or quad shot, whatever it is. Yep. But even now, I'm so turned up in wanting caffeine. What I'll do, I'll get a quad, which is a 4-shot of caffeine, blonde roast, which is more caffeine, but I'll get it with a ristretto pool, which means what? Another force of making more caffeine. So you're getting a straight shot to the donut piece with caffeine. But think about it. Ask me, did I drink coffee today? No, I did. No, I did. Why? Because, bro, caffeine has a long effect of, it's a false reality, man, that your body can actually have. The energy that you can have within it, it's false. But think about it. We love it, man. Who else is a caffeine addict, man? Who else is a barista? Barista. You go up in there, they're like, what kind of drink is that? You don't know? Huh? You don't have a 3200 machine over there? We got sisters raising their hand. Put a 7 if you love coffee. You need a cup of brew in a day to get your day started. Huh? A cup of coffee.
Not so, not anymore.
Or I can't talk to you unless you got a cup of coffee. You know how that is. You can't talk to cats? What does it say? It says, changes grow. What's crazy is whenever I am at a place that sells coffee, it's never fails I see ESU buying their kids coffee. What's ESU? I never understood that why when they are so young. Yeah. You know, there you go. There go my coffee lovers. At least I'm not alone. I'm gonna say this. You gotta let go. You gotta let go of that coffee because that coffee demon is a monster. Especially those that, remember, caffeine, the coca beans, the beans are good. The way that they process it is just on another level, And when you go to Bolivia, our brothers and sisters in South America, those countries, they actually eat on the coca leaf, man. They eat on the coca leaf, which caffeine is a stimulant. There's nothing wrong with that naturally, but when you drink coffee and cups of coffee, like I don't drink multiple cups of coffee. I may have a tall, and it ain't even full. But a lot of our people do what? I gotta add the milk, gotta add the cream, gotta add the syrup, gotta add the slice of this, slice of that. So what happens? You got the coffee on top of all the other filth. Huh? Packs of sugar, but that's continual though. So what is it doing to your body? Now your body's like, dang, I got the caffeine, and I got this, I gotta process that. So with me, with coffee, man, when I was in Japan, I started drinking black coffee. I don't have anything in my coffee. No sugar, no cream, or nothing. Technically, that's kind of what got me on espresso. Have a double shot, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with coffee. It's just, again, moderation. Moderation, man. Everything in moderation. And a lot of times we over-exceed our drinking of coffee. We do several pots to get us through the day. What you got?
What do you mean by moderation? I heard in the Bible drink moderation. What is moderation?
Moderation is having control of yourself within that. Being not over-excessive in something. So I'm not over-excessive in coffee. Like I have to have a coffee at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I got to have another coffee at 12 o'clock right before my meeting. But then I got to go home. I got to cook dinner. So let me have it at 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Obviously I like to have, because it's nighttime. Read me a book. Let me have some more coffee. Moderation. Control that. These things shouldn't have a control over us. We got to see that. There's natural highs, man. Your body can give you that natural feeling that caffeine does as well.
That's right.
You just got to find it. Number one, you got to cleanse yourself from it. Cleanse yourself from the caffeine. Cleanse yourself from all the things that you add. And fight for that, man. The spirit is beautiful. I'm going to show you something. Because, actually, you know what? We're going to hold that. I'm going to save it for another scripture at another point. But just showing forth that caffeine. So what else do you have? Are these the side effects of caffeine?
Gun.
What else you got?
Insomnia.
You can't go to sleep. Huh? You got sleep issues. You awake at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They call that the what?
The witching hour.
The witching hour. Yeah. You should be sleeping. What you doing? I don't know why I can't go to sleep. My mind's just racing. Yeah, brother, because you had that double cup. That double cup of brew. A lot of our people battle insomnia even without coffee, though. But insomnia is a side effect of caffeine. Go ahead.
Muscle breakdown.
Oh, Kaya, I drink more tea than coffee. I'm with you. I'm on my oolong, my black tea. Because it has that natural caffeine. Nice and smooth. I'm going to say this, coffee's expensive, man. If you're not grinding it up and brewing it yourself at the house, come on, man. You can be putting that money to other better places. To more beneficial areas. Get you some juice. That's what I used to do. I used to juice in the morning and hit a cup of coffee. Oh my God. If you want to talk about turn up, the turn up is real. Turn up is real. But what else you got?
Muscle breakdown.
Muscle breakdown. Now your body's starting to be broken down slowly but surely. You wonder why you got knee pains. You wonder why it feels like your kneecap is rubbing against your backbone. Huh? Yeah, you got pains in the areas you never knew you had. Yeah, because your body's not getting the right nourishment. We think that the caffeine is giving us nourishment just because it's giving us speed, but no, it's not taking care of your body. A lot of us lack the care and understanding what's going to make your body work. Think about your kids. Again, this is a kids class. How much more your kids? Are you knowing what's going to lubricate their joints? What's going to give them those good fatty acids like salmon? And I was going to put that at the beginning of the class, salmon. Salmon needs to be ingested in our diet. If you like fish. Salmon has good omega-3 fats, man.
Love fish.
Stop the tuna, man. Don't put a tuna fish sandwich, do a salmon sandwich. You know what I mean?
Red snapper.
Yeah, have your salmon salad, man. Yeah, have you a salmon salad. Switch it up a little bit. But these things are going to allow your body to be lubricated. You don't want to get to the age where everything seems like it's starting to break down. Huh? You can't get right. You complaining now because you ain't got no energy. Yeah, well, you got to see that the things that we ingest is deteriorating our body, but how much more now our children? We don't want to set them off. We don't want to set them up for failure. We want to set them up for success. Mm-hmm. What else you got for caffeine?
Addiction.
Yeah, what?
Addiction.
Hey, I believe it. Caffeine is a drug. It's a stimulant like cocaine. Cocaina. Like pills, like weed. Cats need it for their day to go right. I gotta smoke that blunt back to back, man. Just to make sure I don't go off on nobody. Oh, so without the blunt, you just snappy? Huh? Oh, without the cup of coffee, you just snappy? It's the same side effects. Huh? Without the coffee, you just snappy, huh? You moody. Don't talk to me. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Coffee Lover. Mr. Coffee Lover. You know? Think about it, though. It says what?
Addiction.
Addiction. We're addicted to a lot of things outside the spirit. But how much more your kids now? You're putting your kids on a level to where they're addicted now. They gotta get them something to warm. Something warm to drink. Get a little coffee, please. Huh? I have to get what is it? Something to calm my nerves. Coffee, for real? What else?
High blood pressure.
And I'm gonna say this, it ain't only coffee, it's the Red Bulls, you know, it's the energy drinks, the Monsters. I used to drink them. Come on, back in the day. Oh. I used to work this little waiter job. Had those that wasn't Monsters, the Rock Stars. The Rock Stars with the big top where one of those tops. It was a big boy, man.
Twist top.
Twist tops. I had them jokers on standby every time I went to work.
Tangerine.
Turned up, man. I like the taste of it, man.
Hit you right there.
Yeah, bro, it was a taste of it. It was like, oh, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I was a little monster. Huh? Oh yeah, you got cats that need pre-workout now too, just to maintain their day. Pre-workout. Somebody take pre-workout to go to work, you might be sick. No, man. But just showing forth what caffeine does, though. It's a false reality to where now you think you need it. I need this to go a little bit longer. No, push yourself. Push your spirit. What else?
High blood pressure.
What?
High blood pressure.
Not even knowing that caffeine causes high blood pressure. That's why your heart palpitates. That's why you feel faintish. You feel like you get a little dizzy. Oh yeah, your blood pressure is zooming. Huh? Individuals, it lets you know a good blood pressure is 120/80. 120/80, all ages. If you're running, if you're athletic, you might see 110. You might see 90. There's nothing wrong with that, but 120/80, 120/70. These are good blood pressures. A lot of our people have bad blood pressure problems because of what we intake. The food clogs up your arteries. High blood pressure, then you gotta do what? Now you gotta take rat poisoning to cause the blood flow. Now you gotta go to the cardiologist to get a stent. A stent is something that they go through your femoral vein, which is in your leg, a big vein, right? And they put a piece of metal, they run it all the way through the femoral to the heart, to wherever it's at. The atrium, the ventricle, the left atrium, the right ventricle, wherever it's at. And they put a stent, and what they do is they break up the corrosion that's in your heart. It's like whenever you see that pipe at home, they got all that salt around it. That's what your heart looks like when they put a stent up in there. That's what your little your carotid artery, whatever, capillaries, whatever it's at. That's what it looks like. They gotta put a stent in there to break it all up, but it comes forth. It comes from what we eat. Did you have something?
Yeah, my grandpa had to get 6 stents in his heart.
Pass the mic.
I said my grandpa had to get 6 stents in his heart because they were clogged.
You said what?
6 stents.
Yeah, 6 stents. That's crazy. And that's just the beginning of it. You get a stent, and then it comes what? Then you have heart failure. Congestive heart failure. Now your heart's starting to fail because why? You pushed it to the limit with all the caffeine. You pushed it to the limit with all the sodas. But think about your children. See, we got on it later in life. Think about this. Our bad diet kind of went later in life. How much more now the new age? Now we're bringing them up underneath what? Bad habits. Bringing them underneath, destructive diets. What else you got?
Rapid heart rate.
Rapid heart rate. Go ahead.
Fatigue.
Man, you're supposed to get turned up by caffeine. But what happens? You be turned up and then you start slowly but surely start to get turned down. Aww. Come on, man. It shouldn't be like that. What else?
It says frequent urination and urgency.
That's it. We're going to caffeine. Check this out. Too much caffeine can cause issues. You said it. Too much caffeine is dangerous for kids, and very high doses can be toxic. Remember that. Caffeine is a stimulant that increases alertness. But kids are already actually alert. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you alternative drinks that give forth energy. Alternative drinks that give forth energy. I can't just bang on caffeine and energy drinks and pre-workout without giving you something that you can change to. Carrot juice. Carrot juice contains high levels of beta-carotene, an antioxidant that may help oxygenate your blood, causes blood flow. It causes something that a lot of people don't have, oxygenated blood. That's why whenever you work out and you feel like you can't breathe, take that deep breath in. Oxygenate that blood, blow it out. Calm that heart rate down. Get that blood flow moving just right. It says an antioxidant that may help oxygenate your blood, brain, and body tissue. See, now we're starting to understand what's going to allow our brain and our body tissues to work at a better level and what can make it happen or what can cause that. Carrot juice. Carrot juice can do that. It can help oxygenate your blood, brain, and body, man. A lot of us lack oxygen. That's why a lot of people that smoke, their lips are purple, their lips are blue. They look like they're dying. Yes, because you're killing yourself with the smoke. You're not supposed to inhale smoke. You dummy. Wake up. Look at your fingers, man, crumbling, they brown. Your body is telling you, help me. Your lower extremity is getting dark. Help me, I need air. See? All people think they smart, man. Hey, is that why your lips look like that, homie? Huh? You're supposed to be bright, vibrant. We're vibrant people, not gloomy, dark, dull. But just showing that carrot juice can help you with oxygenating your blood. Another juice, cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is packed with vitamin C, which is vital to a healthy immune system. Cranberry juice. But check this out. You may want to add some apples in with the cranberry juice to add flavor, because a lot of people don't like that. They don't like cranberry juice, But how much more? Now you can even have the cranberry juice and you can press it. I think I said it last class, me and Zayan were talking about getting a presser. And that's a form of making juice with the fruit. It's less aggressive with cutting the fruit down, but you can still get the same benefit or even more from whatever you press, whatever fruit you press. Cranberry juice. Cherry juice. Cherry juice, besides delivering a wealth of antioxidants, cherry juice appear to have anti-inflammatory properties. Put a 7 in the chat if you need an anti-inflammatory. If you need an anti-inflammatory, let me break it down. An anti-inflammatory helps you with your joint pain. You got certain areas in your body that seems like it's a little rush. You need a little WD-40. You need a little something to smooth the things and areas in your body out. Cherries will do that. Cherries are anti-inflammatory. It has anti-inflammatory properties, y'all. You know who eats a lot of cherries? I ain't gonna lie, because I got a good diet. I done seen a lot from this man. Eating cherries on trips. Berries. I gotta give it to the sensei. He actually has a balanced diet. I didn't know about these things, but in researching and looking, that's how we change our life up, man. So we gotta see that there are other ways to have a healthy body outside of what? I gotta have plastic surgery to lose my weight, I gotta take my child to the doctor. Nah, put them on a healthy diet, man. You don't gotta take your child to the doctor. A lot of kids right now is getting diabetes. Why? They're getting diabetes because their habits, their eating habits are horrible. Blood pressure high, your sugar levels high. You got a sugar level like a 65-year-old woman. But we have to be more watchful and aware of what our children are taking in. Check this out. This is just another juice that you can actually make for energy. And I'm going to say this. I live by it. This juice right here is a monster. This is the best juice to boost your energy. I need y'all to write this down. Best juice to juice your energy. Caffeine crabs. I don't consume that much caffeine, right? Cherry juice is definitely very good. Right, 777. I use cherry juice and turmeric, right? Turmeric's on point. There's a lot of studies that say with turmeric that you actually have to make it into like you have to break it down into not a liquid, but a paste. There it is. You got to break it down into a paste so that your body actually absorbs it. That's a study. Y'all can look into that though. But what you got?
What that can you can drink? Like I think it's like an energy drink or something like a canned drink.
Talk about the white one?
Coconut water.
That's coconut water.
That's good for you, ain't it?
Yeah, coconut water hydrates you. That's coconut water.
Oh,
Oh, you're talking about how I got it from cause
I thought it was good for you though.
No, it is. Oh, that's healthy. That's fruit. Come on now. Coconut water hydrates you.
Electrolytes.
Oh yeah, it gives you electrolytes outside of what? Gatorade and all the extra sugars that they give you. So more natural. That's why on the islands they drink straight out of coconuts.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hold on, what drink I be drinking out? I'm like, I be drinking energy drinks. If I was on energy drinks, I'd be turned up. I'm already turned up now, but class turned me up. Huh?
Here we go.
Right? But I want y'all to write this down though, alright?
Done.
This is the best juice to boost energy. I guess we're not going to get to the... Well, we'll touch a little bit of the mental health and we'll finish it tomorrow. I got a lot. I'm not going to run through it. Best juice to boost energy is 1 large cucumber. Write it down.
Ooh.
1 large cucumber. If you got a family, multiply it times the bodies that you have. 1 large cucumber. 8 stalks of celery. 1 handful of kale. I'm going to say it again. 1 large cucumber. 8 stalks of celery, 1 handful of kale. So you can't have no excuse now. We're giving you the recipes.
And can you spell celery for me?
Yeah, celery. 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 What you got, Natsuzak? Say that again.
Sorry, what was the food list again?
The food list was 1 large cucumber. Is Ariel writing it down? Show it to Mario. 1 large cucumber. 8 stalks of celery, 1 handful of kale, 1 handful of spinach.
8 stalks of what?
8 stalks of celery, 1 handful of kale, 1 handful of spinach, 1 handful of parsley, 1/4 lime, 1/4 lime, and 1-inch piece of ginger. I'm not even gonna lie, I would add apple to that too. I like green apples with that. I add green apples to that. Green apples and 1-inch piece of ginger. Ginger is 1. Ginger gets your spirit right.
Sorry, what's the 5th?
The 5th is gonna be 1 handful of parsley. Who's this guy back here? A little studious brother. Okay. 1 handful of parsley, alright? 1/4 lime, 1/4 lime, and 1-inch piece of ginger. You know, hit that in the morning. I'm gonna tell you, listen, you'll see how your body reacts to that. I think I'm gonna say, do that sometimes, man. See how your body reacts to certain new invasive things that you've done to it, or put it underneath. Rather than eating food in the morning, rather than your oatmeal, rather than your banana, get you a drink. Understand that your body doesn't need a lot to fuel it. Try the juice and tell me how it is. Again, cucumber, celery, kale, spinach, parsley, lemons, and ginger. I'm gonna tell you something else that we juice a lot, and it's an antioxidant. It's supposed to detoxify your body. It's beets. We do beets out here. Beets, ginger, and oranges.
Yes.
Beets, ginger, and oranges. Watch out on the oranges because that citrus will be a monster. Y'all know what it do. A little cayenne pepper, man, get your spirit right.
You said beets.
Beets, you remember we had that? Beets, ginger, we all had it. Me, Hadara, you, Yashikar, y'all was like, it was too strong? It's too hot?
Yeah.
That's what there it is. Beets, ginger, oranges, throw a little cayenne pepper in it, man. Throw a little cayenne pepper in it. Cayenne pepper is good to increase your metabolism. What does that mean? Increase your fat loss. Huh? Increase the processing of your body working in a good way for you, man. The reason why your body is so slow because you're not treating it properly. It's like that new car that you got, right? A lot of us do the oil change, you do the tire rotation. You make sure that the joints is lubricated, that the all cylinders are firing on point. Treat your body the same way.
That's right.
You know how many times you wash your car? Treat your body the same way. Give it a nice snack. Give it a juice, man. Let it cleanse itself out. There's a lot of processing going on in your body. Give your body a rest. You want a nap? Give it a nap. Stop eating. And a lot of times when you feel that hungry, you're just thirsty. A lot of times when you feel like you're hungry, you're just thirsty because you just ate a Whopper. Stop playing with yourself. Stop it. You just need water. It says, I want to try this. Come on, I'm with you. I love ginger. I make ginger paste and keep it in the freezer. That's nice. Miss Dorothy, the ginger paste. Yeah, ginger, man. Ginger gets you right. Increased metabolism means you'll burn fat faster. Correct. You're causing your body now to actually, do the process that's supposed to do. Eat your fat. You got to understand that we have our body has too much fat within it. That's why a lot of us, wait till the class is coming. I'm not trying to go too hard. That's just it. I actually just blend that all. I juice it. Changes growth. I juice that, so I don't blend it. But if you did blend it, I would do alkaline water. I would do alkaline water with that. That's all you need. And I would do not as much alkaline so you can get most of the nutrients through what you're if you blend it. If you blend that. Because there's so many different things, man. But blending is good. Even though you might still have that little gritty taste, but drink it on down. Oh, my apologies. I'm thinking about the juice. No, you're gonna put water with that. You're gonna put water with the kale stalks, the spinach. You can still put it in the juicer if you have one, but no, with that one you're gonna put water with to boost your energy. The one I was talking about with the beets, I juice that. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, going back to the body, how it burns. And it's funny because we're going on adults. But even with kids, we went to the adults and slid out the kids. But even with kids, again, they intake a lot of excess food. Have them juicing in the morning, man. Get them on your same protocol. You'll see they'll move different. They'll have more energy. They'll be more alert. They won't be so lethargic. All right? Because why? The Most High wanted us in this state from the beginning. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 14. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 14 because, we have to see when this death came, man. Our ancestors lived healthy. For these kids to be cunning in science, all knowledge, proficient, and being able to stand in the king's palace, they had to have a good diet. The diet is number one. The adults got me on a tangent right now. They got me on. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna tell you, my father drank Big Red Pepsi soda with tea and with 2 cups of sugar with pork and late at night. He was overweight and said he was fine. I believe it. Until he see his maker. Yeah. Until he see that maker through that stroke. Through that sleep apnea. Come on, man. You so heavy, you gotta sleep on your knees. Bro, I've seen individuals that were so heavy they had to sleep on their knees because they couldn't breathe right. There ain't no game. But how much more now for children? You want to get them on a good habit. Raise them up into having a good routine. Teach them some things. Go ahead, what you got?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 14.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 14. Go ahead.
Page 58.
Uh-huh.
For he created all things that they might have their being.
Right.
And the generations of the world were healthful.
The generation was what?
Healthful.
Yeah, they were healthful. We were healthful until what? Until we went in captivity. Good old Esau. That old Neanderthal, alabaster, decaying away individual of him. Until what? We had to get the scraps, man. The generations were healthful. They were healthy, but how are they healthy? They had diets. They had good diets. Think about it. I'm going to show you something. And I was going to put herbs down, but I kind of took that off just for time-wise. But there's a lot of good herbs as well. I think there's a lot of people in here doing what? Ignatia, right? which is what? It helps with breathing. What is that? What is it? How you say it? Ignitia. There it is. He had to correct me. Ignitia. But what is ignitia good for? Anybody?
The immune system.
Pass the mic. Pass the mic.
The immune system.
Hold on. Say that again.
For your immune system.
So ignitia. How you say it?
Ignition.
Ignitia is good for the immune system. You know, it's good to another tea that you can drink, right? Where can you find that at?
I got mine at Walmart. And then there's turmeric. Turmeric.
You got the ignitia.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah.
That's a monster. That's a super herb right there, man.
Yeah.
But then you have calamine? How you say it? Chamomile, which is good for what? It's almost like a pain reliever a little bit. Soothes you, calms you down.
Helps you sleep.
Huh?
Helps you sleep.
Put it on the microphone. Then say it again.
Helps you sleep.
Yeah, you don't need to start taking the NyQuil. You ain't gotta take the NyQuil to go to sleep.
Right.
Have you some chamomile tea.
Or
See,
the melatonin.
huh?
Or the melatonin.
Melatonin. Your body should produce melatonin naturally, but but just showing forth that even with that chamomile is that, like you said, it relieves pain, almost like a little pain reliever. You don't got to take the Tylenol. Put the pills down. Put the pills. Stop relying on the pills. Let your body regenerate and get strong by itself. But a lot of times we cause ourselves to be weak due to the fact of what we take. What do you have, Allison?
There's a question online.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between a juicer and having a blender?
Yeah, so a juicer it doesn't add all the pulp, all the extra. It takes basically like the nutrients out of supposedly out of the whatever you're juicing. If it's the celery, the cucumbers, so it just gives you straight juice, right? A little bit more cleaner. The blender blends it all up, refines it. I ain't gonna lie, I use a blender for the longest, but a juicer seems a little bit more cleaner. You don't have to deal with the pulp. You're still getting nutrients from both sides. You may get more from a juicer. You may get more from a blender. Depends on who you talk to. But now we're finding out about you can press fruits and veggies. Again, it's less stressful on the plant. Even thinking about it, it's like whenever you cook vegetables, you're not supposed to have it at a certain heat and you're not supposed to cook it that long. Why? You don't want the nutrients to escape it, right? You don't want to cook the nutrients out. It's the same thing whenever you blend and whenever you do these certain things, So a juicer does more of just juicing it. You're getting a full juice. A blender is you're just blending everything up. All right, you're getting everything just very fine. I like a juicer though. That's me. I mean a blender, but I do have a juicer though. So yeah, I had all of them. I had a Ninja, had a Bullet, I got a juicer now. I might be looking at investing in this presser just because my brother Quadazop brought it past me. We talked about it. So Quadazop, that's another guy. Y'all want to get on? Whenever he's on, he's a herbologist. The brother knows. So this is something that we daily talk about of how to make our bodies more efficient and how to make our children's mind process at a higher level.
And WI in San Antonio.
WI in San Antonio, you have stuff in the refrigerator ready. Ready for the next day. So
he got a pantry full of herbs and like vials and crap.
But when you think about it, we got the knowledge now, so now we're able to apply it.
That's right.
We can't be lazy. So
you want to finish?
Was there another question? Okay. This is Dorothy Brains. Chamomile tea is very good for calming the nerves. Need to make the cup very strong. Leave the bag in the hot. I'm gonna try it though. I never tried chamomile. I'm gonna try it though. I like to see how things affect the body. I'm gonna give it a go. Yeah, Tazapa in San Antonio. Help me with the herbs. Tazapa's a monster. And just to let y'all know, that COVID is going rampant. Let me do this real quick for y'all too. Let me give you a little recipe that Tazapa gave us. Let me give you a little. Let me give you something that Tazapa gave us, just for your kids. For the adults, that you can take this to try to fend off from these little diseases that's going on. You got the little COVID going around, you got the flu going around, you got cold season coming up, so you want to be safe. You want to take the preparation to make sure that your body is strong, your immune system is strong. Again, we have the wisdom to use it, all right?
Done.
So this came from our brother out there in San Antonio, Tazapa, man. Again, we got a lot of brilliant brothers in this walk. So This is something to kind of, again, to cleanse up the body. If you're having that sore throat, if you're having that cough, if you're having that those headaches, if you're having that body ache and pain, this is something that you want to take 3 times a day. And if you can write this in the comments, please. This is going to be 3 times a day. All right? You're going to start off with 8 ounces of orange juice. And you're going to mix this all together. So it's 8 ounces of orange juice. All right? Now, technically, if you have vitamin C pills, take vitamin C pills. But this is requiring 1 tablespoon of buffered vitamin C powder. Buffered vitamin C powder. Yeah, like unrefined probably when it says buffered. But buffered, can you stack it? Can you stack it for me?
Hang it into your
Oh, for real? Can you just do it? Oh. That's whack. 1 tablespoon of buffered vitamin C powder. 1, and now we're going to go to your essential oils. You know, essential oils are more ingestible oils, all right? This is going into 1 drop of garlic oil. 1 drop of garlic oil. Garlic is good for the blood flow, you know. 1 dropper of clove oil. Clove oil does a lot of things as well. Me and Kwazak was talking about that, numbing the mouth for mouth pain. You can use clove oil, you know, rather than popping pills. Put a little clove in your mouth, it'll numb your mouth a little bit, cease the pain. Yeah, man, there's a lot of things that we can use outside of the medicine of Esau. Esau is a monster, man. He's seeking whom he can destroy. 1 dropper of peppermint oil. 1 dropper of peppermint oil. When I say dropper, I mean a drop. 1 drop. Whenever you get those essential oils, you're going to be able to take off the top and that 1 drop, drop it into that orange juice. 1 dropper of oregano oil. Oregano. O-R-E-G-A-N-O. Oregano oil. Times 3 a day. If you have any of those symptoms or anything like that, or you're just trying to prepare yourself to keep your body right, listen, take that. 1 drop of oregano oil 3 times a day. I didn't think the class was going to go this long at this point. I got a whole nother section of the class. But we're seeing that it's needed. You know, and again, this is something that we got to take our time on. We've been having a lot of good classes, a lot of good questions, so it's good to slow it down and be able to, you know, again, get some much needed understanding in classes that we have. So, I mean, we got till Christ to come back, so hey, we got more time for classes, and Esau's going into captivity, and he's going to be in chains and bondage and slavery. You know what I'm saying? We got all that. Christ coming back with an innumerable, I think it's over 300 million. I got to do the calculation again. You know, so, but we definitely wanted to bring this class out regarding child health, man. It's important for us parents to be mindful and aware of our example, because they look at us. They look at us and they see what we do. What you got?
300 million. What you mean by
that? Oh, dude, I hate that. That's who Christ is coming back with. Christ is coming back with angels. Oh yeah, chariots and everything.
300 million angels.
It's a bad man. Coming back with an army. You know, but before he comes back, we gotta get our spirit right. Get our health right, man, so we can maintain doing our duty. But again, that's something that y'all can take right there. That's just something that, again, that was dropped, you know, for brothers and sisters that have, you know, again, little small symptoms. You know, everybody that catches this COVID ain't getting hit the same way everybody is. So, I'm gonna say this, man, fasting is good. Like I was saying earlier, your body has a lot of fat that it can burn by fasting, and that brings forth energy. Try it, man. Try fasting for a day or so. You see how much energy you got? You feel lighter, your eyes start to feel a little bit more in tune, you know? So, yeah, read that one more time. Wisdom of Solomon 1:14.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
For he created all things, that they might have their being.
Yeah, that's what it is, that they may have their being. Go ahead.
And the generations of the world were healthful.
Go ahead.
And there is no poison of destruction in them.
There's no poison out there in the world, man. So we got to understand what's poison in our life and remove that. Remove the poison from our children, man. Let's allow them to grow and be healthy. until Christ comes back, man. You know, we can't be lackadaisical like, yeah, crap, it's the end of the world, let's eat whatever you want to. Nah. Still, remember, your body is a temple. I'm not trying to jump from another class, but your body is a temple of the Most High. How much more your children? All right? Jump back to that real quick. Daniel's 1 and 3. Again, we're doing these things to make our children. This is the standard, man. I'm gonna staple this in your brain. This is mine. This is the standard. Look at little ICR right there. This brother's bright, man. Ain't got no meat. Boy's alert. Look at you in your eyes, man. Look like he reading you or something. What's his name? Shemai one. That brother saluting, man. Strong. Legs look strong. Come on, man. We can raise children, man, that are effective for us, man.
You know, one thing, when Allison was pregnant, she was taking the beets mix. And I had her drinking that a lot.
Beets is high in vitamin C too.
It was the beets. What was it?
And the iron.
It was the beets, the kale.
Iron's needed, especially for women.
It was the whole mixture. It was like, I think, minus the cayenne pepper.
Right.
That you had mentioned about the beets.
Right.
It was ginger and apples and beets. So I had her drink that, like, she drank that every other day.
Right.
While she was pregnant with ICR. So when he came out alert. He came out when he was young. He was already looking at people and things, like he recognized it.
Right.
So he was very alert.
We'll do. I definitely can change his growth. We could definitely put a class together on herbs. Yeah, a lot of good classes coming, man. Bro, I can thank you, Howard, for at least y'all asking questions. You know, because again, this is the awakening, you know, of us learning and knowing to do better. You know, so yeah, we will definitely do that for you. That's not a problem. Herb class, man. Somebody else had their hand up? Yeah, we were, Daniel chapter 1, verse 3.
The book of Daniel, chapter 1, and verse 3.
Go ahead.
And the king spake unto Esdras, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
Think about that, man. We need that, man. We all need to be on this level, but how much more our kids? So the next class, or actually tomorrow, we're going to go into mental health. I know I said I was going to do it today, but the end of this class took a little bit longer. We're going to go into mental health, so be prepared for that. You can have your kids on. We're going to definitely get some points for tomorrow. So we're going into part 3 of Saving the Children, man. Again, Esau wants to destroy us. Esau wants to have our kids looking pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. They want us to have our kids like the next statistic on TV. Another black man down, another native down, another native to this land down. You know, so we got to stand strong and fight for our children, man. Fight for our sons, fight for our daughters. Fight for the unborn, right? Think about it. A lot of women, even while you're pregnant, what are you eating? What are you doing? You giving it to what you want, or you understanding that you're sacrificing what you want and giving the child what it needs, right? Because you're their gateway to their nourishment. You know, you got a lot of individuals still eating crab, still eating crawfish. You're like, are you for real? Like, that's going right down to your son. Bacon, are you for real? You know, it's sad because our people don't have that knowledge, but that's right. That's on top. It's our job to stop that. You right, Wakar Gabar. So again, part 3 is coming tomorrow. Be ready. Brothers and sisters, if you have any questions regarding health, have them ready for tomorrow. We can go into it if you need be. So we will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock, same time, same schedule. Hopefully all brothers and sisters enjoyed it, got something from it. With that, everybody here, let everybody know online, tell them shalom. Shalom! Till next time.
Never leave you. Deceptive will never leave you.
Six chill, for real.
Judah Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah.